Usually you can't hear them.
Yeah.
That's what we used to have them on a motorcycle.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's cold enough anyway, so we're going to kind of stand here. Why don't you people pull in here a little bit? I've never been accused of not being able to be heard, but I don't want to have to shout either. I want to welcome you all here today in honor of Howard Barton Jr. as we dedicate this Grangeville substation in his name. That future generations will know that Howard made an impact during his life, not only to his family but to his community. It is said that the fastest thing in the universe is the speed of light, 186,000 miles per second, and yet it takes 8 minutes for that light to reach Earth. I'm going to argue with that point. I think the fastest thing on Earth is the spirit. The spirit moves quickly. When we close our eyes and think of someone, it's instant. It's not 8.5 minutes, it's instant. The spirit never dies. The spirit never ages. And there's no doubt in my mind that Howard R. Barton Jr. is here with us in spirit today. I'll give you Steve. He's the chairman of the commission.
Good afternoon. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Steve Brown. I'm the commissioner's chairperson. I want to thank you all for coming out today for this dedication to a wonderful man, Howard R. Barton. We hope this plaque will symbolize the appreciation of Howard, his legacy here at Ludlow Electric Department. I'm very humbled to be chosen to stand before you today on behalf of the Light Department Commissioners. Howard was the best of linemen, supervisors, assistant superintendent here at Ludlow Electric Department, which is not surprising as Howard excelled at everything he was a part of. The Ludlow Electric Department and the town of Ludlow were very fortunate to have been a part of Howard's inspiring legacy. I had the privilege of knowing Howard on a personal level. Although he was older than I am, and a few years ahead of me in school, we spent a great deal of time together after high school. As time went on, we found ourselves fellow dads as our children entered preschool and elementary school and through high school. Howard was an assistant coach for soccer and indoor soccer for our girls and blessed them with great inspiration. This same inspiration was evident as Howard encouraged me when I became a light commissioner. This was important to me as I'm a very reserved person. And Howard is so versed in all electrical among many other aspects of the community. At this time, is there anyone who works for Ludlow Electric Department who would like to say anything in reflection of Howard's time here at Ludlow Electric? I want to thank you all again for coming out today, and thank you for carrying on with unimaginable grace after Howard's untimely departure. Thank you.
Maybe Frank would like to say something.
Frank, would you like to say something? I'm sorry.
I've worked with a lot of people over the years, and Howard was the most interesting, the most steadfast, and totally committed to family, the electric company, and to the taxpayers of this community. In addition to everything else, he was a friend, and I miss him.
Thank you. Is there anybody else? Yes, sir.
At the dedication of the conference room to Howard a couple of weeks ago, I'll be remiss in not mentioning his greatest accomplishment was when we were struggling with Okemo on their big expansions back in the 80s. He came up and purely on his own to go into negotiations with Okemo to establish an enterprise fund to offset the many impacts of the expansion plan was about. And he came up with the idea of charging 50 cents a lift ticket over 10 years. You can do the math. That raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. And with that money, we renovated the community center. We had a new police station, an ambulance place, and countless other things like library improvements. And I just wanted to mention that it was his idea alone. And he had foresight. Without that, without him, we'd be a lesser community.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bob. Is there anybody else?
Bruce, do you want to say anything?
Well, as a fellow select board member, I had a lot of admiration and learned a lot from Howard. And as an Okemo employee and a manager, we worked extremely close with him and the Electric Light Department, and this substation being a byproduct as we had expansion. And so I think it's appropriate that his memory is here at the substation for all the hard work he did, and I do miss him also.
Thank you, Bruce. Anyone? Well, all I can say is we miss you, man. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Steve. I just wanted to say that we now officially dedicate this substation as a Howard R. Barton Jr. substation to be known here from now to the end of eternity. If we could have just a moment of reflection. Howard is here today in many different forms. His spirit as a son, as a brother, as a husband, as a father, as an uncle. And to the vast majority of us, whenever it causes us to hear his name or mention his name, we pause with a grin and say, he was our friend. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. We appreciate it.
Back in the 70s.